Hey there, fellow creature enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of axolotls and the mind-bending realm of AI-generated images. I'm Shafik, your guide on this wild ride through the murky waters of risk versus artificial axolotls. Now, if you're scratching your head wondering, what in the world is an axolotl? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Axolotls are these adorable, smiley salamanders that look like they're perpetually stuck in their teenage years. Talk about the fountain of youth! These little aquatic marvels hail from Mexico and have become internet sensations thanks to their quirky appearance and remarkable regenerative abilities. But here's where things get interesting. With the rise of AI art, we're now seeing computer-generated axolotls that are giving the real ones a run for their money. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey to distinguish between the genuine article and its digital doppelganger. First things first, let's talk about what makes a real axolotl so darn special. These little guys have external gills that look like fancy feather boas, giving them a rock star vibe underwater. Their faces seem to be permanently fixed in a slight smile, as if they're in on some aquatic inside joke that we land dwellers just don't get. Real axolotls come in various colors, from wild-type brown to albino white, and even the coveted golden variety. It's like a rainbow of salamanders. Now, onto the AI-generated axolotls. These digital creations are getting scary good, folks. AI has been trained on thousands of axolotl images, learning to replicate their unique features with uncanny accuracy. But here's the kicker. Sometimes these AI axolotls look almost too perfect, like they've been through the salamander equivalent of Photoshop. So how can you tell the difference? Well, it's all in the details, my friends. Real axolotls often have slight imperfections, maybe a scar here, an uneven gill there, that give them character and individuality. AI-generated axolotls, on the other hand, might have suspiciously symmetrical features or unnaturally vibrant colors that scream, "too good to be true." Let's play a quick game. I'll describe an axolotl and you try to guess if it's real or AI-generated. Ready? Here we go. Imagine an axolotl with perfectly aligned gills, each filament exactly the same length, and eyes that seem to glow with an otherworldly light. If you guessed AI generated, give yourself a pat on the back. That level of perfection is a dead giveaway. Now picture this, an axolotl with slightly ruffled gills, one eye a smidge bigger than the other, and a tiny scar on its tail. Yep, you got it. That's more likely to be a real axolotl, battle scars and all. But here's where it gets tricky. AI is learning to add these imperfections to make its creations more believable. It's like we're in an arms race between nature and technology, with axolotls as the adorable battleground. Now let's talk about the environment these little guys are depicted in. This can be another clue in our real versus AI detective work. Real axolotls are usually photographed in their natural habitats or in well-maintained aquariums with appropriate plants and substrate. AI-generated images might place axolotls in fantastical settings or with elements that don't quite make sense for their aquatic lifestyle. For instance, if you see an axolotl frolicking in a field of daisies, chances are you're looking at an AI creation, unless someone's been very naughty with Photoshop. But don't be fooled. AI is getting better at creating realistic environments too. So this isn't a foolproof method. Another thing to look out for is the axolotl's pose and behavior in the image. Real axolotls have certain ways they move and position themselves that are dictated by their anatomy and natural behaviors. AI might create images of axolotls in poses that look cool but aren't quite physically possible for these little salamanders. If you see an axolotl doing a handstand or striking a superhero pose, your AI alarm bells should be ringing loud and clear. Now let's talk about textures. This is where AI often struggles to capture the full reality of an axolotl. Real axolotls have a soft, slightly slimy skin that's crucial for their underwater breathing and overall health. In photographs, this translates to a certain sheen or subtle variation in texture that's hard to replicate digitally. AI-generated axolotls might have skin that looks too smooth, too rough, or just slightly off in a way that's hard to put your finger on. It's like the uncanny valley, but for salamanders, something just doesn't sit right with your brain. Color is another fascinating aspect to consider in our real versus AI axolotl showdown. While real axolotls come in a variety of colors, there are limits to what occurs naturally. AI, on the other hand, might create axolotls in colors that are just a bit too out there. think neon green or metallic purple. But again, AI is learning, and it's getting better at sticking to realistic color palettes. It's a constant game of catch-up. Let's not forget about the eyes, the windows to an axolotl's soul, if salamanders have souls, that is. Real axolotl eyes have a depth and complexity that's hard to capture artificially. They reflect light in specific ways and have subtle variations in color and pattern that AI might struggle to replicate accurately. If you see an axolotl with eyes that look like they've been copy-pasted from a cartoon character, you might be dealing with an AI creation. Now, here's a fun fact. Axolotls can regenerate not just their limbs, but also parts of their brain and heart. How cool is that? This regenerative ability is something AI might struggle to depict accurately in images showing axolotls mid-regeneration. If you see an axolotl regrowing a limb that looks too perfect or symmetrical, your AI senses should be tingling. But let's be real for a second. Even experts can sometimes be fooled by really good AI-generated images. It's becoming a real challenge in the world of wildlife photography and conservation. Imagine trying to document a rare species only to find out later that half the photographic evidence is actually AI-generated. Yikes! This is why it's so important to be able to distinguish between real and AI-generated images, especially when it comes to wildlife. Now, you might be wondering, Shafiq, why does this even matter? They're all cute, right? Well, yes, they are all adorable, but there are some serious implications to consider. For one, using AI-generated images of axolotls or any animal in educational or scientific contexts can lead to misinformation. We don't want kids growing up thinking axolotls can breathe fire or have rainbow-colored gills, as cool as that would be. There's also the issue of copyright and attribution. AI-generated images are creating a whole new legal minefield. Who owns the rights to an AI-generated axolotl? The person who prompted the AI. The AI itself? It's a slippery slope, folks. But it's not all doom and gloom. AI-generated axolotl images can have some positive uses too. They can help raise awareness about these amazing creatures and their conservation needs, reaching audiences that might never see a real axolotl. AI can also help scientists visualize different scenarios, like how axolotls might adapt to changing environments. It's all about using this technology responsibly and being transparent about what's real and what's artificial. So the next time you're scrolling through social media and come across an axolotl image that makes you go, "Aw," take a moment to really look at it. Is it a real axolotl with all its charming imperfections? Or is it an AI creation, perhaps just a bit too perfect? Remember, there's beauty in both. The natural wonder of a real axolotl and the creative potential of AI. The key is to appreciate both while understanding the difference and the implications of each. As we wrap up this deep dive into the world of real versus AI axolotls, I hope you've gained some new skills in digital detective work. Next time you see an axolotl image, you'll be able to impress your friends with your keen eye for detail. And who knows, maybe you'll even start seeing axolotls everywhere, questioning reality at every turn. Welcome to the club. Before we go, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been fooled by an AI-generated image? Or maybe you've created some yourself? Drop a comment below and let's keep this conversation going. After all, in the world of axolotls and AI, there's always more to discover. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more wild adventures in the world of creatures both real and digital. Until next time, this is Shafiq, signing off and reminding you to always keep your eyes peeled for axolotls, real or otherwise. Stay curious, my friends.